The car looks expensive, the outfit looks expensive, the photo looks successful, but the real question is simple: did it buy freedom or did it buy pressure? This is how fake rich living traps people. It gives you a fast image of success while quietly taking away the choices that real wealth is supposed to create. The most dangerous version is the entry-level luxury trap. It starts with something that feels small enough to justify: the basic luxury car, the logo accessory, the starter watch, or the cheapest item from an expensive brand. The object is not the real product. Recognition is the product. You are paying for strangers to assume you are doing better than you are, and that is why it feels so powerful. For a few seconds, people notice. The car gets attention. The logo gets a reaction. The photo feels like proof that you are moving up. But after the attention is gone, the payment stays, insurance stays, repairs stay, the credit card balance stays, the stress stays. The trick is that the first day feels like progress. You drive away feeling upgraded, you post the photo feeling validated, you imagine that people finally see the version of you that you want them to see. And the strangest part is that nobody else feels the pressure. The audience only sees the upgrade. You are the one who has to carry the monthly weight. But money does not care how the photo performed. The bill arrives with no applause. The bank does not lower the payment because the picture looked good. Real wealth asks a different question. Does this purchase give me more options, or does it quietly remove options from my future? A fake rich purchase usually gives one public reward and many private costs. It makes the outside look polished while the inside gets tighter. That is the moment where status turns into a trap. The purchase was supposed to make life feel bigger, but it slowly makes the month feel smaller. You can spot the trap by looking for the hidden trade. If a purchase makes you look richer but gives you less cash, less sleep, and fewer choices, it is not a flex. It is a leash. The wealthy do not win by impressing people for 10 seconds. They win by keeping room to move when life changes. So before copying the image, study the cost behind the image. The impressive thing is not the car, the watch, or the logo. The impressive thing is having peace, options, and money that still belongs to you after nobody is watching. The second sign is constant money talk. Some people cannot have a normal conversation without turning it into a performance about income, deals, investments, expensive restaurants, or what they are planning to buy next. Real wealth does not need to keep announcing itself. Fake wealth needs an audience. When someone has to turn every dinner into a speech about how much they make, how much their friend makes, or how much they are about to make, that is not confidence. That is a receipt they are trying to hand you for approval. The dangerous part is that constant money talk can make bad choices sound normal. If everyone at the table is bragging about payments, upgrades, and the next luxury purchase, the quiet person who is saving and investing can feel like the one falling behind. But money that is real does not get weaker when it is quiet. A healthy bank account does not need applause. A paid-off car does not need an announcement. An emergency fund does not need a luxury watch to prove it exists. So listen for the difference. Real wealth talks about systems, discipline, ownership, patience, and options. Fake wealth talks about flexing, being seen, and what other people will think. The third sign is living payment to payment while pretending it is strategy. This is the person who never asks, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What is the monthly payment?" And once the payment sounds manageable, the purchase feels approved. That thinking is how a lifestyle slowly becomes a cage. The phone is on payments, the furniture is on payments, the trip is on payments, the car is on payments, the wardrobe is on a credit card. Individually, each payment looks small. Together, they quietly eat the future. Fake rich people love payment math because it hides the real price. It turns a huge commitment into a tiny number. It makes debt feel like access. But access is not wealth. Access is just permission to owe somebody else. Real wealth thinks in total cost. It asks what the decision does to cash flow, net worth, stress, flexibility, and future opportunities. If a purchase makes you look upgraded but makes your life more fragile, it is not an upgrade. The fourth sign is posting every expensive moment. There is nothing wrong with sharing a good meal or a beautiful place. The problem starts when every experience becomes evidence in a case someone is trying to prove. The fake rich person does not simply go to the restaurant. They need the logo, the receipt, the table, the car key, the watch, and the caption that make sure everyone understands the status level. But social media is not a financial statement. It is a highlight reel. People can rent the car, split the villa, borrow the outfit, charge the dinner, and still look like they are winning from one square photo. Real wealth is often less photogenic because it happens in boring places. Automatic transfers, retirement accounts, paid invoices, negotiated raises, skills built in private, cash kept on hand, decisions nobody claps for. If someone's lifestyle only exists when a camera is pointed at it, be careful copying it. You may be watching a performance, not a plan. The fifth sign is confusing luxury with identity. Some people do not buy expensive things because they enjoy them. They buy them because they need those things to tell them who they are. The watch says successful. The car says important. The bag says high value. The hotel lobby says I made it. But if the object has to do that much emotional work, the person wearing it may not feel secure without it. That is why fake rich spending often escalates. One purchase gives a temporary hit, then the feeling fades, and a bigger purchase is needed. The lifestyle becomes a treadmill, where the person is always one upgrade away from feeling enough. Real wealth separates self-worth from net worth and separates net worth from display. It can enjoy quality without needing every purchase to become a public identity badge. Here is a simple test. If nobody could see the purchase, would they still want it? If the answer is no, the purchase was never about the thing. It was about the audience. The sixth sign is ignoring boring financial basics. This is one of the clearest signs because fake rich can look impressive from the outside, while the foundation is missing underneath. They may have the luxury apartment, the restaurant photos, and the newest phone, but no emergency fund. They may have designer shoes, but no retirement contributions. They may know the best vacation spots, but not their interest rates. And the basics matter because life does not care how expensive your outfit is. A car repair, medical bill, job loss, rent increase, or family emergency can expose the truth quickly. Real wealth respects boring. It builds the emergency fund. It tracks spending. It pays high-interest debt aggressively. It invests automatically. It keeps insurance in place. It knows that the boring parts are what protect the exciting parts. Fake rich skips the boring foundation because foundations do not get compliments. But without the foundation, every luxury purchase sits on thin ice. The seventh sign is using debt to keep up with friends. This one is quiet because it often looks like friendship. Brunch, trips, weddings, birthdays, concerts, gifts, new restaurants, and weekend plans all feel normal when the group is doing them together. But if the group standard is higher than your financial reality, belonging can become expensive. You start saying yes because you do not want to seem behind. You swipe now and promise yourself you will fix it later. Fake rich culture spreads through comparison. One person upgrades, another person follows. One person posts the trip, another person books something similar. Nobody wants to be the one admitting the math does not work. Real wealth is willing to be honest before it is impressive. It can say, "Not this month." It can choose the cheaper plan. It can miss the photo opportunity to keep the financial plan alive. The people who truly care about you will not require you to go broke to prove you belong. The eighth sign is chasing quick money stories. Fake rich people love dramatic wealth stories because slow wealth does not feel exciting enough. They want the coin that explodes, the option trade that changes everything, the business idea that goes viral, the side hustle that pays before it is built. Ambition is not the problem. The problem is using fantasy returns to justify real spending today. Someone says they are about to make a huge amount of money, so they spend like the money already arrived. They talk about projected income as if it is guaranteed. They upgrade before the cash is real. That is dangerous because potential is not payment. A possible bonus is not a paid bill. A future deal is not a funded emergency account. Until money is received, kept, and managed, it is not wealth. Real wealth can take smart risks, but it does not build a lifestyle on imaginary outcomes. It lets results arrive first, then expands carefully. The ninth sign is pressure to validate their choices. Fake rich people often need other people to agree with their spending because deep down they are not fully comfortable with it themselves. They want you to say the car was worth it. They want you to praise the apartment. They want you to admire the bag. They want you to believe the trip was normal. And sometimes they want you to copy them so their decision feels safer. This is why bad money habits can become contagious. A person who feels trapped by payments may encourage everyone else to normalize payments. A person who overspent may call disciplined people boring. A person who is insecure may label financial restraint as cheap. Real wealth does not require the room to agree. It can make decisions quietly and live with them. It does not need to recruit people into the same lifestyle to feel okay. If someone gets uncomfortable when you choose the financially wise option, that discomfort is information. The 10th sign is having no path to freedom. This is the deepest difference between fake rich and real wealth. Fake rich optimizes for how life looks. Real wealth optimizes for how much freedom life gives you. A fake rich lifestyle may have the car, the clothes, the restaurants, and the photos, but if the person cannot miss one paycheck, cannot leave a bad job, cannot handle an emergency, and cannot say no to debt, then the lifestyle is not freedom. It is pressure with better lighting. Real wealth creates options. It lets you sleep. It lets you walk away. It lets you help family without panic. It lets you choose work more carefully. It lets you be generous without creating a crisis for yourself. And here is the part people miss. Real wealth often looks smaller at first. The person building it may drive an ordinary car, live below their means, repeat outfits, cook at home, and skip the flashy upgrades. From the outside, it can look unimpressive. But quietly, the numbers are moving in the right direction. Debt is shrinking. Investments are growing. Skills are increasing. Cash reserves are rising. Stress is going down. That is what winning looks like before it becomes obvious. So if you recognize some of these signs in other people, use them as a warning. But if you recognize them in yourself, do not use shame. Use clarity. You do not have to keep funding an image that is exhausting you. You can trade attention for options. You can trade payments for peace. You can trade looking rich for becoming free. Start with one boring move. Know your numbers. Build a small emergency fund. Stop one payment habit. Pay down the most expensive debt. Invest something automatically, even if it starts small. Real wealth is not built by looking impressive for strangers. It is built by making choices your future self will thank you for. And the moment you stop needing to look rich, you can finally start building wealth. If this helped you see money differently, watch the next Nia Invests video on the screen and subscribe for calm, practical money lessons that help you build the life behind the image.